Nat Turner from Southampton County led a slave uprising in 1831.
And history tells us he killed more white people than any other slave. On Wednesday, the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History breaks ground, and one of Turner's prized possessions will be part of that exhibit.
Now, that artifact would not be possible without a Virginia Beach family. 10 News Side's Andy Fox spoke with them this morning.
Tom and Alvita, Nat Turner, the record shows, was an intelligent, religious, and driven man. In Nat Turner's confessions before his execution, he claimed he heard and saw visions to do what he did. It's where he claims he read the visions that is part of this report. Nat Turner led the bloodiest slave revolt in American history in August of 1831. For 48 hours in Southampton County, Turner and 50 other slaves and freed blacks killed 57 white men, women, and children, killed whomever they came across.
She was on good terms with them. Apparently she treated them well and vice versa.
Maurice Person's great-grandmother, Lavinia Francis, gave credit to her slaves for saving her from Turner and his rebellion when they knocked on the Francis door looking for whites to kill.
Some of the slaves or servants or whoever hid her in a closet, and they didn't find her, so she wasn't killed and she survived.
Turner remained on the run until October 1831 when a white farmer, Benjamin Phipps from Southampton County, discovered Turner in a hole covered with fence rails. Turner had on him, at the time, this, his Holy Bible. It is so fragile it can only be read in this position. After Turner was tried, convicted, and hanged, the Bible was given to Person's father and remained with the family until 2010.
It was inside of a glass dome, sitting on the piano when I was the first thing I remember about it.
Person's stepdaughter, Wendy Porter, contacted the Smithsonian Institute, and a curator immediately came to her home.
He was just stunned. He said he hadn't been this happy since the birth of his child.
The family gave the Smithsonian the Bible, and tests now confirm the Bible is indeed Nat Turner's.
Investigated the paper. They did some carbon dating on the paper to make sure that the paper was as old as it was believed to be.
Unfortunately, Turner's favorite book in the Bible, Revelation, that tells the battle between good and evil, is missing.
It has just been loaned out several times and it just wasn't watched as carefully as it should have been. And when it was returned, it was missing the back.
The family still doesn't know what happened to the book of Revelation. They hope whomever took it returns it. In Nat Turner's confession, he tells who he killed. Several of Maurice Person's ancestors were killed, but not his great-grandmother, Lavinia Francis, who in the end was saved by her slaves who didn't give her up to Nat Turner's rebellion. Online with this story, we have a link to Nat Turner's confessions. Please go to it, read it. It is a fascinating read. I learned a lot today about Nat Turner.
Absolutely.
Great stuff,
All right.
Andy.
By the way, President Obama will speak at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C.